everybody? Welcome back for more War Civilization Start Over. In last episode we saw the beginnings of World War VI and how it escalated with the complete revival of the Canadian Democratic Empire. I feel like that's like an appropriate name for this. It's a mass reunion of all of Canada's previous lands all in one massive country. And then we saw the expansion of the UN's front and the fascist front, with the communists starting to struggle, especially after extreme communists rebelled in Georgia to side more with Moscow's communism. It was a big clusterfuck over here. But where I want to start is up here in Germany, because this front line's actually gonna go by pretty fast now. Seeing as the communists are starting to lose influence, the people of communist Germany will start surrendering en masse to the Netherlands. They kind of want the old democratic ways back. So the communist front in Germany will be successful. Not the communist front, the democratic front. And then they will enter in to the other part of Germany, the fascist side, which is seeing some fierce fighting, with Germany even being able to kick Poland almost completely out, while also pushing back the Netherlands. But also Poland's kind of being like completely like destroyed by Moscow and Belarus, with them even losing their capital. But seeing as the people in this region used to be part of Poland and only rebelled away like to become independent countries, they still are very like loyal to Poland and wanting to make sure Poland doesn't lose this war. We will see the Balkans all join this war on the side of the UN. And yeah, so Czechia joins, Moldova joins, Siberia joins, Hungary joins, Albania joins, Austria joins, Bulgaria joins, but the most surprising one, the one that won, remain as neutral as possible during this, Turkey joins. And now there's a unified democratic front in Europe, and it's even more solidified in Andorra, Catalonia, Switzerland, Belgium joined the war, and in a surprising twist, something that Moscow didn't really think would happen because of their like influence up in here, and considering the UN hates these countries, Finland, Sweden, and Denmark will all join the war. The entirety of Europe is now involved in World War VI, with the exception of Scotland. And this war is about to change drastically in this region. I'm gonna lower the brightness, the opacity again, so I can see the sides, also show the front lines. So yeah, this will basically spell pretty quick defeat for the fascists in Germany, because the Czechs want Germany back. So Czechia and all the Balkans will push into Germany, with the Netherlands pushing into the north, and with like all the combined work, they'll finally meet up with Poland, which will start to have a very successful time pushing back Moscow and Belarus, taking back the capital with the help of basically all of Europe now. And yeah, Poland will fully push back Belarus, but Moscow will be able to hold up here, and then Poland will push into Belarus, and yeah. So that's how it's going in Europe now. The communists are scared, especially now that these three have finished mobilizing, and these three are mad at both Moscow and Russia. They want a democratic country back here. So the Ural Mountain country, Siberia, and Mongolia will all send a huge fund into Russia up here, with Mongolia also pushing into Kazakhstan over here and trying to destroy the country. Siberia, though, they're gonna be the ones with the most forces pushing in, with them taking this city. The Ural Mountain country will also take all of this up here. So yeah, it's starting to become very successful for the democratic countries, especially when Turkey sends troops into Georgia, and they start to discover what truly happened here. There wasn't a legitimate uprising here. Russia kind of paid some people off in Caucasia in secret to start this rebellion, and Turkey will bring this to the general public of Georgia. And when this happens, in a very insulting twist to Moscow, Georgia will immediately surrender to Turkey. The front line up here will be taken over by Moscow, and they're even able to get all of this under Turkey's occupation. And Caucasia, not Caucasia, Georgia did this because they're like, you know what, this whole communist ideal thing, these communist ideals are lies, and it's just evil, and the people are pissed. They do not want to be communists anymore, so they will full on leave the alliance, and they will flip from a communist country back to democracy. And this is first major communist loss in the world. And now that there's no communist countries left over here, Turkey, India, Algeria, Tunisia, will fully focus on the fascist front here, but they kind of want to try to get another country involved to help them out, clear out the the fascists down here. But no country seemingly wants to get involved yet, mainly because they don't see like this war affecting them. They see this war basically being almost over already. So they're gonna just have to take a long time to build up troops and resources to invade Egypt, Sudan, and Iraq. But let's go back here. What's going on with Canada's front against California? Well, they're actually doing pretty well. California's not really doing so hot because they're just doing things out pure anger. Keep in mind, in the last episode, they invaded their ally because they blame their ally for their own failures, which, you know, pretty cool of them to do. And yeah, California's starting to crumble a little bit. And yeah, Canada's like getting really far into this country. And Canada will also be launching an invasion into Alaska, which goes pretty fast, surprisingly, mainly because Alaska has most of their troops in California helping them fight, but they recall some now, leaving California with less troops to fight with, which leads to more Canadian gains in this area. And yeah, they keep pushing California out. They pushed California completely out of Idaho. And now California, Vancouver, and Alaska are the only three fascist countries left here. And it's going really well for the democracies, especially when Florida is fully captured by Louisiana and Cuba is fully captured by Mexico. The Communist Front is starting to fail here too. And they want to try to not be completely destroyed. So New York does a risky thing. They push super hard into the main area of Michigan, with Carolina pushing more into Missouri. And at this point, these two communist nations will make an offer. If you let us take some of the land we already got, and we let you keep Cuba and Florida, we will leave this war and allow you to fully focus on destroying California. And the UN will see this offer and they will accept this. So the Communist Front in America ends basically as a draw, because more so loss for the communists, but the communists are up here again, land. It's complicated. And yeah, Florida will be like, that's a giant dick move. But you know what? Fuck it. Launch. And when the military generals hear that, they're like, wait, what do you mean? And they're like, launch that weapon we've been working on. And the generals will agree. And suddenly, multiple blasts will happen in this front line and occupied territory over here. And it is found out that these are chemical weapons. You see, when the UN banned nuclear weapons, they never banned chemical weapons too. And a large amount of them were just fired by California. But California's not the only one who's gonna launch them, because Egypt will launch some into Turkey, Greece, Bulgaria, and into Algeria. So yeah, these are chemical attacks. And when this happens, the world has enough. They've seen enough. They're done. They do not want the fascists to win. And in fears of a fascist victory and more of chemical weapons being used, the world will finally pick a side. All of South America officially joins the war. All of Southern Africa officially joins the war. Australia joins the war. New Zealand joins the war. The rest of Oceania joins the war. But in a very surprising twist that nobody saw coming, the isolationist countries of the world will all also join the war against fascism. And they are ready to finally take down Egypt, Sudan, and California. And the first of this new wave of fighting will happen in Egypt, with Egyptian troops being mowed down by Turkish troops as they push into the Sinai Peninsula down here, taking this whole area of land, like the already down here. They also are able to push into Iraq, and Iraq's pretty much destroyed at this point, so yeah, this falls pretty quickly, with West Egypt's claim over here fallen. And these chemical weapons that were launched do kill thousands, not as much as the nuclear bombs that were launched in the previous World War, but these are still deadly. But here, oh, California should have done that, because when that happened, it sparked something. You see, there's a very, united feeling with the democracies of America currently, and when they saw these chemical weapons hit, this made them really, really, really against the fascist ideals, and looking towards Canada as their protectorate and their savior in this war. The rest of the American countries that are not currently occupied fully will make the decision to join Canada's Democratic Empire. And this officially changes the Canadian Empire to the North American Empire, or Union, North American Union. And they're gonna be more so this color. And yeah. And like complete support for a united, like massive democratic union, and as a way to openly defy against the fascists and the communists, the democratic country will finally start to fully push into these claims. Well, not claims, these fascist countries. Words are hard. I'm trying to speak, and it's not going well. This video is probably shit. I don't know my video shit, though. So, yeah. The North American Union, now under one united flag, will finally push into more of California. And yeah, with all this like hatred towards California, this war will be quickly over with over here, especially when a lot of what the country is this? Arizona is liberated. And yeah. And Arizona will lead to massive fusion here. And California's quickly fallen to the new North American Union. And the North American Union decides to break its ceasefire with the communists. So they will push in and take Restless back from New York. Push in and take Restless back from Carolina. Technically, they're occupying Florida. But yeah, they're gonna push into Carolina, take over that country, and New York will be pushed into. They quickly will surrender, seeing as this now gigantic country is not even worth fighting. If we surrender, we can probably still exist, is what they're thinking at this point. And yeah, now what about Alaska? Well, Alaska's gonna be like, hey, if we leave and not take any land, can you stop invading us? And the North American Union's like, yes, we accept that deal, because our hostility's only with California now, and they'll even Alaska's will be like, can we take Vancouver with us? And they're like, yes. Vancouver's out of the war. Yukon's already surrendered. Idaho's surrendered. Dakota's surrendered. These all are one giant country now. So yeah, California's only fascist nation left here, and they're gonna try hold strong, but it's about get really terrible for the fascists when the world just eats itself, I guess. When Turkey took the Egyptian capital. Yeah, with the whole world basically now, fighting just the fascists, it's about get really easy to end this war. But that'll do it for part 2 of World War Six. Next part, we will see the ending of World War Six. See you guys next time.